Jeron, good to see you back in the blue and orange.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
All right, what do you think you've learned about the game of football in your time in the league and in high school that you think will help you here?
I think just with being around a high school game, just learning to connect with these kids. You know, they're different. They're different nowadays than from when I grew up, and just being able to be around them and have them kind of gravitate towards me. It was a humbling experience. And being in the league, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the game of football, just from Coach Richard, who was my defensive backs coach for 4 or 5 years in Seattle. He taught me a lot of football. I learned tremendous amount of football. I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. I was able to watch and see a lot of great players play the game. Some that I feel will be Hall of Famers one day. I was able to watch them and just see them develop from first and second year players in the league to what they're doing now 10 years later.
You, I'm sure, had some coaches when you were there that were Boise State former players on the staff. Why do you think it's important to have people like yourself being on the staff that's a former player?
Boise is a unique culture. It's a unique culture, and that's amongst the football team. Like, it's a brotherhood. It's a tradition of brotherhood. It's unique. Boise there's no place like this place. And, you know, with the suite facilities and everything they have now, just to make it that much better, it's unique. I love this place. I'm happy to be back. I believe in what Coach Andy is going to do here, and I'm just grateful and blessed for him to give me this opportunity.
And lastly, I was just surprised. I thought you were going to be safeties coach. It says corners coach. So why corner instead of safety?
I mean, defensive back is defensive back. At the end of the day, you still have to cover guys. You still have to tackle. You have to have the proper communication and be able to communicate on the back end. So it's universal. It's a defensive back is defensive back, and that's how I'm going to approach it. I'm not really – I know the title, but I want guys who are going to go compete.
Great. Glad to have you back.
Yes, sir. Prater, I like the
Hey, Jeron, I'm Ron Couch from the Idaho Statesman. Congrats on getting the job.
Appreciate it.
What does it mean to you to be coming back home, in a sense, and coaching where you played?
It means a lot. It means a lot. When I was here playing, I said I wanted to get into coaching. That was my mindset. I wanted to get into coaching, and to be able to come back here to Boise State and coach, it's almost surreal. You know, it's when they called me, I was sitting on the couch watching the wild card playoff games, and I hadn't been able to sleep for a week after that phone call, and that was just anticipation to see if I got the job or not. You know, I interviewed Andy, and you know, I felt confident about the interview and everything, and just like I said, for Coach Andy to give me this opportunity, it means a lot to me. And just I'm full of excitement, man. It's a surreal feeling, like I said, and it's just I'm happy to be back. I'm loving everything about the process.
And when did Andy actually reach out to you?
Probably about a week or two ago.
So how well did you know Andy before you got the job? Were you guys in contact pretty regularly?
Not regularly. I came back to Boise a couple times while he was here, while he was still coaching here. And then we crossed paths while he was out recruiting at Oregon. And we set up, we talked. I shot him a text, you know, asking if anything ever came up. I wanted the opportunity. And full circle, you know, a year later, it happened, you know, and I feel everything happens for a reason. I cannot stress enough how thankful I am for the opportunity and just excited for the opportunity.
And you're taking over a unit that really hasn't produced that many turnovers in the last several years. 3 last year, I believe 7 or 8 the year before that. How do you kind of come in and begin to kind of produce a few more turnovers from that unit?
It's gonna take all 11 on the field to get the ball. We have to rely on the front 7, on the front 4 rather, And then on the back end, they have to rely on us. So it all works hand in hand. We can't, it's not all on us. It's not all on them. We got to work together as a unit, and we got to capitalize on our opportunities. We got to make them happen, and we got to capitalize when they do come.
Thanks, Jeron. Nice to meet you.
No, nice to meet you too, man.
Hey, Jeron, BJ Rains with Idaho Press, man. Good to have you back in town. Just kind of curious. You obviously coached a little bit at the high school level, but you're jumping in here with no, college or pro, coaching experience other than a little bit of high school. What makes you confident that you're ready to step in from day one here and be a position coach at a college level at a Group of 5 program like Boise State?
When I came to Boise in 2006, I had no defensive back knowledge. I've never played defensive back. So back 15, I played middle linebacker in high school, 170 pounds. So 15 years later, I'm back with no experience, eager, ready to work, ready to prove myself. Nothing has changed but the age and the position. So I know I don't have the experience on paper. I know I don't have, the background, I guess the coaching background, but I'm going to do the work. I'm willing to put in the work. I have great resources. I'm willing to use my resources. I'm willing to do what I have to do to compete and to get things done, to make, to prove Coach Andy right.
Well, what's your, maybe you don't know it yet, but what's your coaching style, whether it be philosophies or whether you're a, quiet guy or getting in their face, yelling at them kind of guy? I mean, what are we going to see from you as a coach?
I want to have fun. We're going to compete. We're going to have fun. We're going to love each other. And I want to have fun with it, man. That's where I go. And there's no, and I know you got to be prepared, and I want to have these guys prepared, sound, technique wise. We're going to know opponents. We're going to know our assignments. And the only way you can have fun is if you do all those things. You do all those things, you're able to fly around, you're able to have fun and just get after the ball. Get some nice big hits in there when we have our opportunities, legal hits, because the rule, but nice legal hits and just have fun flying around and get that swagger, that swagger that Boise State's accustomed to having, and just running around and flying around and enjoying each other and enjoying, hopefully, with some fans in the stands and enjoying the fans.
And final one for me, Jeron. Who are some of those? You obviously have a pretty thick Rolodex of players or coaches that you've worked with or worked for and played for over the years. Who are going to be some of those mentors or folks that you're going to be texting and calling for advice and help along the way?
Right now, coach-wise, Gerald Alexander. He's probably tired of me calling him by now. Phone with him. We talk every day. The Gerald's like a big brother to me since I got to Boise back in 2006, and we've stayed connected through the years. We're in group chats together. We talk often. And then, another guy I've known since I was 14 years old, Richard Sherman. I reached out to him multiple times. He's helping me through the process, excited for me. And, he's a phone call away. I have coaches I've played for and played with, other guys I play with who I know are willing to get on the phone right away. Brandon Thompson's another one. I've already reached out to him. All of our alumni who we have some great corners come out of here. Great corners, Kyle Wilson, that was my college roommate. So all of these guys, I'm not afraid to reach out and ask for help and ask for their opinion. And we have a great coaching staff here, Coach Spence, Coach Danielson. He's helping me a lot already as well. We're still trying to get things figured out on at the other positions. Whoever coach comes in here, I'm sure they're going to have more experience than me, and I'm not ashamed to ask for help or what am I doing wrong? What should I be doing? How should I do it? How would you do it? I'm not afraid to ask that. But at the end of the day, it's going to be my coaching style and how I want things done and how I want to deliver the message. So I'm excited, fellas. I can't tell you much more. I'm excited about the opportunity.
Hey, thanks, man. Best of luck.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll go Jay Tust and then Will Hall.
You think I'd have this figured out by now. My bad. Sorry about that, Jeron. Welcome back to Boise, though. I came here right as you were leaving, so it'll be nice to work with you. But Jeron, Jeron, Andy Avalos has 10 assistant coaches that he gets to hire. At this point in time, we know 7 of them publicly. Few have generated the response on social media like you're hiring. Have you felt the energy on social media and from the fan base since your hiring yesterday?
Yeah. I think most of it is just because of my playing career. I think that's pretty much all it is. I'm sure there's a lot of fans who are weary of the hire as well. And then you see the cornerback title as well. But I see it, I hear it. It is what it is. It's nothing but Twitter at this moment. Once we get to work and we get to rolling and see what these boys can do, I have a great group of young men in that room, and I'm excited to try to help them develop. And that's what my focus is right now, developing as a coach and getting my guys ready to compete. That's my main goal, is get these guys ready.
Jeron, whether it be former teammates, current players, former coaches, anybody you talk to, they never bring up the fact that you had 328 tackles at Boise State. They always bring up your toughness and the mentality that you played with. How crucial were those in your success, and how much a part of that will be what you try to teach your group of cornerbacks?
The toughness part and mentality, that's just how I played the game of football. From 7 years on, since I was 7 years old, I played the game 21 years out of 32 years of my life. So that's just how I know how to play the game. That's how I know how to teach the game. So physical is football. You get a chance to legally hit someone, without any consequence. Well, there could be some consequences nowadays, but there's no jail time behind it, so to say. So you can go out there, whatever frustration you have in you. There's a lot going on in the world right now, So this is a chance for us to go out there and express ourselves, whether it be just having fun. We get to play a game this is a game at the end of the day. You have a lot of hardships going on in the world right now and a lot of adversity going on, and we get to play a game, so whether it be frustration you want to let out on someone else or just be happy for the duration of the game. Everything that, to me, the football was always like my sanctuary. Like, I was able to block out whatever it was in life that was going on, whether it be this or that with my mom or whatever the case was. I was able to block that out for the duration of the game and just be in my happy place.
I caught up with Antoine Murray the other day, and he was saying that he feels like you're going to be a great coach, and it's because of everything that you've overcome in your own personal life. Why do your experiences make you a good college football coach?
I feel like I've dealt with pretty much, I wouldn't say anything, but I've dealt with a lot as far as, death and close family members, friends going to prison. Like, my best friend is still away for life in prison. Another one of my close high school friends who I was with every single day is away for life. Coming here to Boise State, I had one scholarship offer. This was it. I had Boise State, which I feel I had a pretty solid playing career here. I went undrafted. It was always something thrown at me, always, my entire career, and in life. And you just deal with it. It's a situation you just have to deal with, whether, you cry, you get it out, whatever it is. I'll admit it. Draft night, I cried like a baby. It was a tough deal for me. That was a dream that I had since I was a kid, since I started playing and watching Emmitt Smith and Deion, in their prime when they were with the Cowboys. I wanted to be them. And then seeing my opportunity, I felt like it wasn't going to happen. But, I got it out, and I told myself, I'm making it. Whatever I have to do, I'm making it. So, that's how I approach things, and that's what I wanted, tell these young guys. There's going to be adversity. Things are going to happen. Everything isn't going to be right. You know, even with recruiting, you know, you get a lot of these 5-star kids. They feel like they have it made. You know, that it's the stars. It's the stars. I was a 2-star recruit. That does not matter. You know, you get it how you get it. If you whatever it is you want, you got to work at it. You got to put in the work. You have to put in the work. There's going to be trials, tribulations, and adversity. You have to overcome it. And that's life. That's football. It's everything you do. Everything is not going to be perfect.
Jeron, appreciate the time. Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Will Hall, and then we'll go with Mike Prater and Johnny Mallory.
Hey, Jeron, congratulations. Welcome back. I'm curious, throughout the duration of your entire playing career, from high school all the way up until the NFL, what coach had the greatest influence on you and why?
I probably can't single out one, because I've been blessed to have some pretty good coaches. Obviously, Coach Chris Peterson, he had a tremendous impact on me. A lot of, I tell everyone this, you know, you get here 18, 19 years old, a lot of the stuff that Coach Pete was teaching, it was like, you know, and then once you get a little older and you start to see things, and what was really eye-opening to me is when I got to the NFL and Coach Pete Carroll was saying the same thing that Coach Chris Peterson was saying. Same message, different delivery. And I'm kind of like, oh, like this really matters. And this is coming from 2 winning coaches, you know, 2 coaches that have won, you know, have won a lot of ball games. And that kind of made me kind of go back to everything that Coach Pete was teaching when I was 18, 19, you know, when I was a young kid here at Boise. And that all started to resonate with me again. And then Coach Yates, he had an impact on me. Then I got to the NFL, and Coach Richard, he you know, and I was fortunate enough, Yates was from LA, Coach Richard was from LA. So I think I just kind of gravitated to them more because of we had a similar upbringing, you know, and just all of that. So that's why I feel like my coaching philosophy or my coaching style is kind of all 4 of those men molded into one with a little spice of JJ in there. And, you know, I'm stealing a lot from Gerald as well. So I got 5 guys who I feel like all 5 of the men have impacted me a lot into my knowledge of the game, my knowledge in life, and just how I feel a coach should be, or what a good coach should be.
When it comes to cornerback play, what are some key qualities and characteristics that make a good cornerback?
Qualities, you have to be confident. You have to be a confident guy. You have to have a short-term memory. You know, it's not going to be perfect. You might get beat, let it go, next play. You know, the next play mentality. You might have a pick 6. Celebrate it then, let it go, because they're coming back to you. And you know, a guy who I think had that, who I played with, who really had that, was Brandon Thompson. You know, you'll see like the Fiesta Bowl. He had his pick 6. They came right back at him with the slant and go and beat him. Then he came back later in the game and had another pick. So it's just, you know, that next play mentality, and just, you know, an instinctive guy. You don't want to overcoach the position. You want to give them their toolbox. You want to give them their toolbox of techniques. You let them know what the cause is, you know, what the weaknesses of this coverage is, what the strengths of the coverages is. Get that down packed, and then just let them go be ball players. Let them be ball players. Don't get too much information. Sometimes might be bad. So give them, you know, just let them do what they do. Coach them up, give them the techniques, give them their toolbox, and let them go to work.
Thanks, Jeron. Congrats.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, Prater and then Johnny.
Hey, Jeron, welcome back to Boise, bud. How you doing?
All right. I'm really loving this, man. Santa Claus vibes.
It's going away. Don't get too used to it. Take me back from your playing career to life. And once you knew your playing career was starting to wind down, how much did you reflect on coaching? How much did you want to be into coaching? Did you have to think about it, or was it something you really wanted to do? Or is it something maybe in the last couple of years you kind of thought, maybe that sounds like a good idea?
So I knew it, like I said, when I was in college, that was my game plan. When I'm done playing, whether it be the NFL or if college was my last bit of football, I wanted to get into coaching. And being able to go to the NFL and play for a while, I didn't necessarily know the end was coming. It just started I got released, and then, you go to training camp with this team, you get released, then you go a year without playing, and it's like, okay, now it's time to start figuring this thing out. So that's when I reached out to Eastside Catholic. I was out for a whole season, and I reached out to volunteer. I volunteered my first year. Asked them, can I just come out and do they need any help? And Coach Tilbar at the time, he was like, sure, come on out. And I went through, I believe it was spring, and then we were in camp, and I got a call this when I got the call from the Cowboys. And I'm like, Coach, I got to go. Like, I got to give it one more shot. I went to Dallas. It was a short notice. It was short term. I was there for about 2 or 3 weeks, if that. Finished the preseason. I left it all out there. That was the last of it. I left it all out there. They released me, and that's when I came to grips with it. It's over with. Let me focus on this. Eastside Catholic, great program over there. They accepted me. They let me in. I appreciate Coach Dom and everyone over there for the opportunity and just helping me get ready for this opportunity I have now. I still have a tremendous amount to learn, and knowledge in everything, from every aspect. I still have a lot to learn, but I'm up for the challenge, just like I was up for the challenge when I came here in 2006.
Having a physical football player on your roster obviously starts with recruiting process, but not everybody can be, quote unquote, a physical football player. You are one of the most physical football players Boise State's ever had. How do you teach being physical?
It's a mindset. It's a mindset. It's a want to, right? So, like, what is it? The Wizard of Oz, you can't buy heart or you can't teach heart. It's in you, it's in you. And I'm going to do the best I can to encourage it. And that's at every position. If I can encourage, I'm going to encourage it. And I believe that's what all the entire coaching staff here is about. We want to be a physical team, and we want to, especially a physical defense. That's what we're about. That's what we want to do. And we're going to encourage it and instill that mindset into these guys here.
But a lot of guys leave the league. Some of them tune it out and move on to life. Some of them become and stay a passionate fan of the game and watch the NFL. How do you approach, if you still are engaged with it? How do you watch like conference championship games on Sunday, and maybe even who you think is going to win on Sunday?
I'm a Seahawks fan. I'm a Seahawks fan now. I grew up a Cowboy fan all the way up until 2011 when I signed to the Seahawks. So I'm a diehard Seahawks fan now. I'm upset we lost, but I watch the game of football different. Like I don't think I can like a dissect coverages and see what the offense is trying to do with formations, and it's just I'm watching it as if I'm watching film now, and it might be annoying watching it with me because I'm trying to call out plays, and if it's right, I'm gonna let you know. If I call it out right, I'm trying to be Tony Romo almost, and just calling it. If I see a certain formation, call it out and see what the defense is in, and try to see where a play went wrong on the defensive end, where a play might have went wrong, who might have blew an assignment, or who just made a great play and a great read. That's more how I kind of dissect the game. But as far as who's going to win, right now, I have my buddy who I played with, who's a special team coach for the Bills. So I want want him to win. And then you can't go against Brady. Can't count Brady out.
Jeron, appreciate the time, bud. Look forward to working with you down the road.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jeron, I look back on your team when you were a senior, and you had 5 guys just in the defensive back room that went on to actually play NFL. Yourself and George and Jamar, Brandon Thompson, and Venable, who's on the staff right now. You guys didn't all come in as 4 and 5 stars. What was it that Boise State and that staff was able to do to take guys like yourself and those guys I mentioned and make you into full-on caliber playing on NFL Sundays? And how do you do that now as a coach?
They taught us great football. They taught us great football. We had a tremendous coaching staff. They were able to teach us situational football, smart football, which, they labeled as FBI, football intelligence. So you want just smart football players. Everyone is an athlete. Everyone's an athlete, whether you're 4 or 5 star, 2 star, 3, 1 star, no star. If you can play football, you're an athlete, right? So once you give the knowledge of the game and actually teach the game the proper way and allow guys to just take that athleticism to another notch. And then competition. I lived with my entire house made it to the NFL. George, Jamar, and Kyle Wilson. So we competed at everything. It'd be who could get to the house fastest in the car, which I don't advise. But whatever the case may be, if George went and made a big play or got a pick or a big hit, you sure believe that I'm happy for you. I love you for it. But next drive or next series, whatever it is, I'm trying to get one as well. And it was just, we didn't brag to each other in the house, but it was just a silent competition that, I'm going to match what you do. And I feel like competition breeds champions. So if we can just get everyone on the same page with competing at everything, we have to just breed competition. And that, I feel, with great coaching and teaching knowledge of the game and competition, that's what got us to where we were.
Well, finally, for me, describe what type of recruiter you think you're going to be. You're a South Central guy. You spent time in Seattle. I'm from Seattle. I know Eastside Catholic is not a regular. It's a completely different type of ball up there. Are you going to go into Seattle and LA, and what type of recruiter are you going to be, man?
I'm from Compton, California. But I don't know. I feel confident going home. Being able to go into the houses in LA and letting these kids know I lived it. I walked pretty much the same streets, the same class halls. I mean, a lot of the kids in LA are going to private schools now. It's different. It's a different day and time, but I can go and I lived what I'm trying to get you to come do. I came to Boise. I ate at the sub. I practiced on the blue, played on the blue. Our locker room wasn't as good as this one, so I can for sure sell this locker room. Like I slept on the blue. Everything you could think, I did right here in Boise, Idaho, and was able to accomplish my dream. I was able to accomplish my dream. And that's what I can give you. I can't lie to you. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm the living proof of it. I did exactly what I'm asking you guys to come and do. I'm asking you guys to come here to Boise State University and become a better man, get an education, and God willing, whatever it is, if the NFL is your goal, God willing, I'm going to do whatever I can to help you achieve that. But life after football, I can tell you my story. Life after, I wasn't truly prepared all the way for life after football. And I'm willing to give you my testimony on that and just help better prepare you to make better decisions for life after ball.
All right, we're about out of time, but I know you guys got a couple quick ones. So, Ron, you got a quick follow-up, and then Tuss, you got one.
So I know everything's pretty new right now. I don't know how much you've had a chance to actually speak to your players, but Jalen Walker specific, what have you seen out of him, and do you expect him back on the field this year?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I'm coach the guys who are here in the locker room and ready to roll.
Sorry, real quick. You mentioned sleeping on the blue. Tell me that story.
We had a night out here with Pete. We had sleeping bags and air mattress. The KB home deal that was out here in the end zone. We had some guys sleeping in that. We slept out here. We had the movie 300 up on a Jumbotron. And Pete gave us like a 6 a.m. wake-up call to get ready for practice. I forgot what year it was I was here, but yeah, we had like a camp night on the blue.
All right, Jay, last one.
Jeron, I'm from the Seattle area as well, but anytime you mention the acronym LOB in the Northwest, it kind of flips a switch with people. I know that you went undrafted, but the whole mentality of the LOB just kind of seemed to fit you. How much was that a perfect fit for you? And then going into homes in the Seattle area or anywhere in Washington to recruit with that on your side, how much does that help potentially?
I know my ties to Seattle and the Northwest is going to be solely on the connection to Boom. I think more than anything, the Legion of Boom and the whole mentality and what we did in that room and what we were able to accomplish, I think that is what has molded me into a better person, better man, and is going to help me. Those values are going to help me be the coach I want to be. It was more than just the boom, so to say. Like we were a tight-knit group. We were family. We were brothers. Cam was one of the first guys in the building to, hey, what do you need? What can I help you with? And that's how it was. We teased the rookies and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, they were like little brothers. We took them under our wings. We didn't, there was no ego in the room, even with all the success. With everything that those guys, like I was a part of it. I'll never discredit myself, but those guys, Richard Sherman, that's like a brother to me. He's gonna be in a yellow jacket, I feel. Cam, if he didn't get injured, I think he would have been in a yellow jacket. Earl, yellow jacket. Maxwell, he stepped in pretty well. Browner was a huge success for us. So just with all the success that those guys had, it was just no ego. And that's what I want to drive and push to our guys. There's nobody bigger than the program, nobody bigger than the group. We all gonna love each other. They never treated the others like myself and the others. We felt a part of things, and that's what I want to bring to our room. And the Northwest, I still have a house there, so all my stuff is there right now, except for the suitcase I have here. So I mean, 206, I'll be there to get some guys. I want to bring you guys here and develop you, and yeah, let's get it, man.
You said your competitor this harder, you or Cam?
He more. I'll just say that.
Okay, all right. Bro, appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it, Jeron.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.